Thanks. Love that group. 22 grand job from their Catch the Release record. Now, I'm delighted to welcome the man that was Pink Floyd, the man that's just, in fact, done an amazing opera. Please welcome, for chats, Roger Waters. Roger, welcome to our show. Now, we're very pleased that you could come on, and I'm very excited about you've done an opera. I mean, that's quite a thing, isn't it? What is the opera about?
It's a sort of polemic and poetic history of the French Revolution, but hopefully with certain messages for us today as well.
What, with France sort of on the
Well, France in flames in the suburbs, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the inequitable distribution of wealth in the world is still somewhat of a problem in the same way it was in France in the 18th century, in my view.
What made you sort of decide that opera was the thing that you wanted to...
Well, some friends of mine in Paris, Etienne and Nadine Rodegil, wrote this libretto, and they came and asked me to set it to music, and so that's what I did.
I mean, who have you got singing the opera?
Well, on the record, there's Bryn Terfel is singing all the baritone parts.
One of the greatest singers in the world, I think.
A marvellous Welsh person,
yeah,
as we all know. And Paul Groves is an American tenor who sings all the tenor parts, and all the soprano parts are sung by a Chinese soprano called Ying Huang. When we do it live, obviously, we have to bring in a lot more singers because they couldn't possibly sing the whole thing.
And how many people are you dealing with? What sort of size of a...
Well, in the concert, we had an 82-piece symphony orchestra and 130 singers and 7 soloists. It's a sort of a big thing.
Was it easier or harder working with an 80-piece orchestra than it was with Pink Floyd?
It's much more complex, obviously, with them. Working with Pink Floyd was always a doddle.
Absolute doddle.
Absolute doddle.
Well, let's have a look at what I mean, one of the greatest and most successful groups of all time. We've got a bit of footage that I'm going to show, if I may, of you
Please.
on Tomorrow's World, which Raymond Baxter famously presented.
He did.
And we're going to see it up there.
Okay.
There you are.
Ah,
Wow.
magic. What can I say?
Do you remember that?
Yeah, of course I remember. I remember everything. Yeah. It was a thing about the Light and Sound Workshop that our landlord at the time, who was a man called Mike Leonard, was running at Hornsey College of Art.
But no, you have always creatively been driving ahead in a sort of a different direction. Is the classical music world or the opera world very different to the rock and roll world to deal with?
No, I don't think so, really. I mean, music is music. Our brief, any musician's brief, is to try and create an emotional response in whoever's listening to it and express our truth. And whether you do that with the palette of a symphony orchestra and a bunch of singers or with a pop group doesn't really seem to me to make a great deal of difference. I don't know what your view would be on that.
I would agree with you completely.
No, I thought you would.
My palette is an 18-piece big band.
I've seen it.
That's
seen it. Very impressive.
But you've outdone me because you've got an 80-piece orchestra with 200 singers.
What can I say?
Yeah. God, what a show off. Now, of course, you reformed famously for Live 8.
We did.
And now, I suppose there's a number of questions. The first one was that an enjoyable day?
Oh, it was unbelievable. It was fantastic. Yeah, I had a great time.
Do you think, is there any likelihood of Pink Floyd getting back together again?
I mean, I see no reason why we shouldn't. As I say, that it was enormously enjoyable that day. And
did the others enjoy it as well?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, they did enjoy it. I don't think so. I know they enjoyed it.
So you did enjoy it.
Yeah,
so
they
the
did
gauntlet's gone down. The studio is available for you.
It was like, yeah, it was a bit like slipping on an old glove. You know? No, seriously, the first day we rehearsed, you know, we sort of wandered in and started playing Breathe or something, and it immediately felt kind of comfortable. It was good. It was fun.
Anybody you're enjoying in the room this evening? I mean, you haven't heard everybody yet, of course. But,
well, no, I haven't yet, but yeah, everybody so far, which is true. Rakes and Solomon Burke,
Yeah.
and yourself and your 18-piece orchestra.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all so far so good.
So far so good.
I can't
yeah.
wait to see the opera. I
Hey,
think
Jools,
it's fascinating and a brilliant thing to do. And I'll come and see it in Poland, I think.
Come with me.
Thank you.
All right.
There we are, on that bombshell. Thank you very much indeed. Roger Waters.